Welcome to Happy Hour, brought to you by Best Damn Bookkeeping. I think Michael asked a good question. Scaling, does it take away the freedoms or add to it long term? And I feel like that's kind of two questions, because I think it takes sacrifice. And the whole point of it is that long term it creates more freedom. So I think it does both. It's gonna take away some freedom in the short term, and then you're sacrificing now to hopefully gain a heck of a lot more later.
Yeah, I would say it adds to it in the long term as long as you do it right. You know, if you put the right people in place and build the right team, if you just kind of bring on whoever is willing to just get the job done, then you're just going to create yourself a pile of headaches. But if you spend the time on building a team that understands the vision and what you ultimately want out of it, then hell yeah, it's going to add to it in the long run.
When I back to the having revenue goals, when I was running Blue Skies, it was very revenue focused, and it created a mad conflict of interest for me because I am not a money driven dude. And it caught, and I think this was just an issue that I had with it. I'm not saying like the business's mission was bad, but it was a for-profit business owned by investors, right? The whole point of it was to try to be profitable and pay the investors. But I had a hard time separating we need to grow this business because our goals are about revenue and profitability versus how do we just need to operate? Like, what do the people need? And so for a long time, we just had dumpster hires. We just hired whoever because we were like, oh, we need this person so we can get this productivity so we can hit this revenue number. And the filter wasn't, will hiring this person allow us to do an awesome job? And I'm not talking about like the bookkeeping specifically. I'm talking about all of our maid service businesses, all of our window cleaning businesses. My lens was so revenue focused because all of our goals were growth focused. And so every human that we ever hired was just it was like, we need this much more capacity, right? It was all about, and it was always revenue. And that was one thing I really got to reframe with Best Damn Bookkeeping, was like, it's 100% mine. Revenue is not an objective of mine. Money is not an objective of mine. Building it in a way that serves people is a very strong objective, because I have a huge aversion to people disliking me. It's like hilarious. It drives me crazy. One of my best buddies in high school, his mom wasn't a huge fan of me. And I went out of my way to be so nice to her after I found that out. And I wouldn't have liked me either. I was an obnoxious, annoying little piece of shit. But when I found that out, it tore me up. I was just like, no, I have a huge desire to be appreciated and liked. And that's what drives me. I just want to help people. I want to be everybody's best friend. And so it drove me nuts that even my buddy's mom was just like, yeah, I don't know about that Dan guy. And I was like, what don't you know about me? I'm a really, it's hilarious. But it is refreshing to be able to set goals kind of like yours, where it's yeah, my goal is whatever that business looks like that enables my goals, but it's not just to make a shitload of money. It's just to be able to do a shitload of fun stuff. And that'll take some amount of money, but I don't need to be a freaking millionaire to do it. I don't want to keep I'm no Scrooge McDuck. I don't just want to stockpile money. That doesn't do me any good. I want to stockpile sweet experiences with sweet people. Hey, home service heroes. Thank you guys so much for tuning into our home service happy hour content today. I sure hope you learned a little something, and I sure as heck hope that it was entertaining. If you did find it fun and entertaining, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more cool, fun, entertaining business content. And speaking of which, stay tuned. There's a little more here and a little more right here. Check it out.